Hello, this is Jenny, and today I wanted to do a flip through of a junk journal I made using a food package. I was first attracted to the package because of the design elements and colours. It's a lovely 5 by 7 inches and the side is 2 1/4 inches, and it makes for a lovely pocket-sized journal. It was quite easy to make. I like the idea of recycling something you would throw away and transforming it into a usable item. Firstly, I covered the spine with some gingham fabric and reinforced the edges. I glued it and then used my sewing machine to zigzag the edges and strengthen the cover and add some interest. The closure is hat elastic and an old leather look button from my button collection, and it just reminded me of a seed pod. On the front, I covered up a lady's face with a paper doily and I distressed the edges and added a little card that I received in a Happy Mail swap from Susan in the USA. So opening it up, I have a library pocket made from a copy of a very old book, 1909. It was a bit of a shame to cut the book, but I did have 2 copies of it, so I made a little tag here just from the same Happy Swap collection, and that's just my logo. This is a doily that I also received from Susan in the USA. It just adds a nice little flip there. It's not actually a tuck, but it just adds a bit of interest. This is some watercolour paper that's been tea stained, and some washi tape on the edge and a little fabric tag. Some writing paper. I just used any paper that I had just to add interest to the book. This is some torn napkin just to add interest to a plain piece of paper. So you don't need to buy a lot of things, you can actually make and create yourself. That's a little flip out page with 2 pictures the same made into little stickers. That's a side edge. I do have a edge cutter, so I've used that. This little map and some paper that I've just drawn the lines across, just brown paper. That's the middle of that signature. And more edge cutting paper, another flip out. And this is a printable doily from Junie Desiree, her free printable doilies, which I thought would make a nice interest to this piece of paper. More tea stain paper, that's the other side of the doily. And this is a little pocket made from a calendar and a trim. I just sewed the trim on the edge, and a free Woolies recipe card. And this is a napkin from a Happy Mail swap from Cinda in Tunisia. It has a lovely embroidered, it looks embroidered but it's not. It's got a lovely texture. Another flip out page. And this is a printable I made from, I photographed some ceramic tiles, and I might put some of those printables in my Etsy shop if anybody's interested. They just make really nice bright elements to your pages. There's some more pages there, just the ordinary ones. So there's plenty of writing space, or you can put some photographs or drawings, or it could be an art book or recipe book. It's another little pocket that's made from a free recipe. I just cut it into shape, and there's another free recipe in there. This is fabric trim I received in Happy Mail from Eva in Switzerland, and it looks very vintagey. It's beautiful. This is a handwritten recipe I received from my pen pal in the USA. It's hand written and hand illustrated. It just had to go into this journal. It was lovely. This is collage paper I designed using different elements, and I did some sage leaf printing over the top just to add a little bit of interest. The sage leaves have a lovely texture and they're a lovely size and shape. This is a mushroom bag with a typed recipe from the 1980s inside, and it's an apron shaped picture with a napkin over the top just to give some texture. A little notebook here in there. More sage leaf prints. And another collage, and I've just distressed the edges, torn it and distressed the edges. That's a little paper doily. And some stenciling that I make my own stencils. I don't have much in the way of bought stencils, and they're quite easy to make using cardboard and other bits and pieces that you can find around the house. Anything can be used as a stencil, and it just makes a nice little effect. It's a little card and a belly band, a lace belly band. That's the other side of the mushroom bag with some herb information inside. And another tile print, a different shape. And in the back pocket, it's a tag from my collage paper with some eyelash trim there, and a Project Life card that I made just from printing offcuts, and I typed some words on there to make a nice little positive saying. A little back pocket there as well. And that's my little junk journal that will be going off to my